If you're looking to install solar panels on your home or business but don't know where to start, this video is for you. We explain the entire process from start to finish to help you have a successful solar installation. So Larry, the first step in the process is to make sure that the system is designed specifically at the right size to meet your needs. Talk to us about how you go about properly sizing a system.
So we'll do a site visit.
Yep.
We'll get an electric bill. We'll look at how much you use over a year, and then we'll try to match that as close as we can within reason. So we look at your electric bill. We look at how much space you have. How much sun are you getting? What about shading? What's the weather like in your area? Is it cloudy? Is it sunny? How much snow do you get? We take all those things into consideration,
Yeah.
and then we size the system accordingly. And then, of course, we have to look at roof versus ground, roof
Right.
mount, ground mount. Will it be shaded? What's that going to look like? And then code requirements. Do you have setbacks? Is there a certain distance you need to be away from the edge of the roof because of code requirements, or a certain distance away from the edge of your property if it's a ground mount? So we take those things into consideration. What about rapid shutdown? Do you need that equipment in your system to pass code? And then, of course, the equipment. What makes the most sense for you? Is it all black panels? Is it a higher efficiency panel? Is it a bifacial panel? And then what inverters? String inverter, microinverter, optimizer. We'll look at all those things and kind of narrow it down and say, okay, based on your specific situation, here's what would make the most sense for you.
And once we've got that all dialed in and figured out, and we know where it's going to go, what size it's going to be, which components we're using, talk about the installation process maybe and how long it takes for different types of installations.
The whole process of development all the way to installation can be fairly complex. There's a lot of applications. There's drawings, there's engineering, there's electrical drawings, there's layout drawings, there's engineering for the added weight load to your roof. If it's a roof mount,
Sure.
we take into consideration wind load, snow load, temperature, all those kinds of things. And then we have to submit an application to the utility, and then also an application to the permitting authority, whether it's electrical or building permit or both. So we do that throughout the development process. And then once we've done that, and we've done any upgrades that are needed, maybe your utility equipment or your transformer needs to be upgraded, once that's complete, then the crew can come on site. It's shovel ready. The crew can come out on site. And as far as time frame, Warren, it could be 2 to 3 days for a small residential, and it could be all the way up to a month or two for a really large commercial project.
So for the time frames, Larry, from the time that somebody signs a contract to the time we go through that entire process of all the permits and getting ready to start construction, how long is that period typically?
So again, that's going to vary by system size. A residential project could be ready within a month.
Okay.
And then it's going to depend on how soon we have an available crew. Commercial projects can take upwards of 6 to 8 months till we even hear back from the utility, and then it can be beyond that till we can get the product ordered and maybe do any upgrades that are needed. So some larger commercial projects can be more to the tune of 6 to 8 months to even a year if they're really large.
And then what about post-installation? Once it's installed, what do you need to know about post-installation?
So after it's installed, we have the inspector come out, inspect our work, make sure everything's installed properly. We do the whole commissioning process, make sure the site is on the manufacturer's portal for monitoring, go through all that. And then after the inspector signs off, then we can submit the final paperwork to the utility. Once we have their approval, then we're flipping the switch and turning it on.
That's great. And then, so now finally, the system's built, it's turned on, it's energized, it's creating electricity. What do you need to expect as a customer after that on an ongoing basis?
Of course, if you have any issues after the fact, you can certainly reach out to us. But we also do proactive monitoring where we're getting alerts if there's a problem, and we're reaching out to you, scheduling a maintenance visit or swapping out equipment if needed. Hopefully that, it typically doesn't happen very often. But then beyond that, we have, for our 10 customers, we have our 1 year, 5 year, and 10-year checkups where we just look over the system, make sure everything's running properly and smoothly.
So in a nutshell, that's the step-by-step process. And you can have the peace of mind at Paradise Energy Solutions that we take care of the entire project for you. It's essentially a turnkey project. We do all of the grant writing. We create all of the electrical diagrams necessary. and we do all of the permitting for you. We really create a turnkey project for you. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Even if you didn't enjoy it, leave a comment, but let us know why. We hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.